George was in such a hurry to get his toy boat that he didn't notice the beavers had less water now. The beavers knew whatever stopped their water had to be upstream. George's dam was ruined. The beavers. They did this. Building a dam twice in one day was hard work. At last, nothing could stop George from boating now. George didn't mind rain. It meant his pond would be bigger tomorrow when he brought Bill to see it.
Okay, George, I'm coming. George, a dam calls for two important elements: proper construction and water.
Those beavers. Of course. They must be behind this.
This isn't good. The water's important to the beaver's home. There must be something wrong up the creek past your dam.
George saw the problem. That fallen tree was acting just like a dam.
We're going to need someone strong to move this. You're coming back, aren't you? Leslie, there's a proper way to... I'm explaining to a cow. Move! Yes! What's wrong? They should be happy. That water built up so much force it's wrecking what's left of your dam. Oh no, the beaver dam!
George and Bill watched the beavers work together to defend their home against the raging waters.
Look! Pieces of your dam!
George wondered if he needed a pond for his toy boat as much as the beavers needed their home. George didn't even miss his old perfect pond. But he was probably going to need Mrs. Rinkins to build more boats. Maybe stars were only in the country, like mooses.
It's kind of tough counting stars in the city. They're up there, but we just can't see them. Really? It's like trying to count stars during the day. There's too much light. We can't turn it on, George. Don't want to knock out all the power.
At least his star counting pad was good for something. George was too hot to sleep. The one time he could have stayed awake, and there weren't any stars to count. People had their windows closed, and their air conditioners were on. George could hear them hum. With all those people using air conditioners, it couldn't hurt if George turned theirs on. He'd only turn it on just long enough to cool a little monkey. There was only one thing for a monkey to do at a time like this. Hide.
George? George? The power's out. George? Where are you? George? You up here? Uh-huh. Hi, Compass.
George tried to tell the man with the yellow hat how sorry he was for wrecking the city's electricity.
Oh, you think the blackout is your fault? Oh, George. It takes more than one little monkey to cause a blackout. I hope.
Oh, hello! Just came up to check on the pigeons. This blackout's really something, isn't it?
Uh-huh. George thinks it's his fault. He turned on our air conditioner.
I thought it was my fault, too. Honey was so hot, I turned on our AC. Then the lights went out. But the radio said it was really caused by ants.
Ants?
Carpenter ants chewed through some poles in Ohio, and the lines went down.
Well, George, there's one good thing about a blackout. You can use this.
George hadn't even thought to look up. This seemed like even more stars than they had in the country.
That's not the only good thing. These'll melt with the freezer turned off, so I guess we just have to eat them.
You found the Big Dipper.
George settled in for a good, long, relaxing star count. George was ready to quit. But he decided to try one last location.
There you are, Charky. I've been looking for you all morning. Hi, George. Oh, is this your lemonade stand? Are you making much money? Huh? Oh, you have to charge money, George.
Now George realized what the man with the yellow hat meant. He earned money and bought a ball. But if George was having trouble giving it away, how could he get people to pay for it?
Hey, did you hear? An iced tea truck sprung a leak at the zoo, and the elephants drank it all.
I heard it was on its way to the construction site. Now those poor workers have nothing to drink.
You know, they must be the hottest, thirstiest people in town.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Boy, it's hot.
Get your lemonade fresh from the monkey.
Lemonade!
Lemonade? Well, thank heaven for monkeys.
Thanks, monkey.
Wow, business is great here. Okay, next 4. Get your lemonade.
This is really good. Thanks, George.
Oh, this is some lemonade.
Uh-oh. We need to sell the rest of the lemonade to buy a soccer ball, and there's no one left in line.
Excuse me, is that lemonade for sale?
Hey, there's some more lemonade. Come on, guys.
4 more thirsty customers.
George only had 2 more glasses of lemonade.
4 more, please, George.
The monkey's out of lemonade. Where else can we go?
George remembered how to turn 2 cups of lemonade into 4.
Good job, George. Half the size for half the price.
Thanks, George. Thank goodness. Oh, it's everything I hoped it would be.
The monkey really makes a difference.
Wow, we made a lot of money today, George. We sold every last drop of your lemonade.
But it wasn't George's lemonade.
I am really looking forward to coming home and having ice-cold lemonade.
He had to replace it before the thirsty man with the yellow hat came home.
George, where did all the lemonade go? Did you take our lemonade out for a walk? Oh, yeah, I noticed our soccer ball was flat, so I got a new one.
It worked. George ran a lemonade stand and got a soccer ball. And the man with the yellow hat learned how to make lemonade come out of George's nose.
I'd like a blue one. I'm only paying half price for this unless you have the other half. Do you have the other half?
Can you please prepare my boxes? I'm going to miss my bus.
I'd like a white one, or a red one, or maybe another blue one.
George wanted to stop the interruptions so he could work on this box problem.
Oh, are you giving out free samples? Gimme, 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 Mommy, gimme!
My order, please. Hello?
George just wanted to keep everyone quiet so he could think.
Ooh, free samples.
I'll have another, please.
Huh? Customers? Who'd have thunk? 8 pinks and 4 greens. In 2 boxes! Oh, of course.
Aha!
Thank you.
I'd like a box of mints.
You got it. We sold a ton. That's fantastic.
Yeah!
Hey, thanks for the free samples, Kaylee. Tasty.
Free samples? Did you give away some candy? We sold 25 candies and gave away 190. I didn't make enough money to buy more ingredients. I can't afford to make any more chocolates.
Huh?
Once these are sold, that's it. I'm out of business. Ah, that's okay. You didn't realize.
All George could do was go home. It would be a long, sad walk to the apartment.
Hey, it's a rhombus. Monkey?
George felt so bad, he couldn't even try one chocolate.
Look at those. I have never seen blue candy before. These are amazing. First thing tomorrow, George, we are getting some candy.
George didn't think Kaylee would be too happy to see him again.
Oh, no! It's that monkey who gave away all my candy!
Oh.
George wanted to avoid seeing Kaylee without seeming obvious.
Oh, George, you don't need a tie. Don't you want to buy some candy?
I'll have another, please.
Maybe we should have come earlier, huh?
Oh, it's you! Hey, can you give me a hand? The free samples were a huge hit. Everyone's coming back to buy more. Let's get to work. We're nearly sold out, and I have tons of advance orders. Now I can go buy more ingredients.
George, you are a sorting whiz. When we get home, you can organize the closets.
Well, I'd better go get those ingredients. You can watch the counter, right?
What?
I need 2 dozen mint, 15 pinks, 11 whites, and 16 boxes. And then it starts to get complicated. 13 blue ones, 8 green ones, 1 black and white one, in however many boxes.
George.
4 reds, 5 whites, 6 blues, 19 purple dot triangle ones, and 53 cylinders evenly distributed in small boxes. Then 121 blue ones individually wrapped with tiny green ribbons that read, Happy Arbor Day.
Did you have fun helping the Pescettis today?
The nervous chef cooked what he thought were his Giardino burgers.
Yeah. Ooh. I hope you all like them.
I've never had a meatless burger before.
don't think they're perfect, Nettie. I'm finished. Finito. Never is when I will ever cook ever again. Never.
How could this happen?
I think something happened to those patties. Something monkey-oriented.
Ah, I see. His recipe was perfect. How can I prove it? Ah, everyone, follow me. Here is the chef's perfect recipe. No, that is not the recipe, George. That is chef's plan for expanding our garden. Ah, George, did you make burger patties from this? Okay, we start over. Garbanzo beans, mashed. We don't do that by hand. Tomato, diced.
George helped follow the recipe and even remembered something the chef forgot last time.
What can I be if I'm not the chef? All I know is cooking. Nettie! 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 There are fire trucks outside. Is everything okay?
It's more than okay. It's delicious.
What's going on here?
George is telling you that he made the other burgers, not you.
Oh, Nettie, you can understand Giorgio?
No. What's important is that these were made from your recipe.
Chef Biscotti, this is the best vegetarian burger I've ever had.
Wait a minute, I thought you said you never had one before.
Yeah, so it's the best one I've ever had.
Excuse me, is this yours? Has your picture on it. Ooh, woo, something sure smells good in here.
My Giardino burgers. Oh, I'm so happy I may cry.
Whoa, chefs sure are emotional, huh?
Well, anybody want seconds?
Gnocchi had never seen George look so worried. George showed her the problem, but cats think every wiggling finger is a game. They can't help it. Maybe he didn't need a new yellow hat. Maybe all he needed was something like a yellow hat. Hunley tried not to wonder what George was up to. He really tried. But he had to know. What would make a good hat? Same color? Perfect! Hunley had wanted to see what George was up to, and now he couldn't see anything at all. Good color. Too floppy. Not floppy, but too pointy. Perfect. If he wanted to be the man with the drippy yellow bag hat. The man with the yellow ice cream stick pyramid hat. The man with the yellow blow-up hat. George realized that no hat he made could ever be the man's yellow hat. But the hole didn't look so bad when there was yellow paper inside. That was it! He didn't need a new hat. He needed to patch the hole. The paper looked good, but something made of more hatty material would look better. Something like a yellow sock.
George, did Hunley drop by for a shower, or is one of our towels running away from home? George, where's my hat? Gnocchi, don't touch my clean hat. It has to be perfect for tonight. George, why does my hat have a tail and a hole?
George couldn't believe he didn't think of that.
You see? It looks great. All right, we've got to go. Did you take a bath? Fixed hat, fresh suit, clean monkey. I feel like there's something we forgot to do.
Fish crackers. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Reel in your hooks. We were here first.
George was going to need another plate to keep 3 whole quints here.
Nice, but where's the police boat?
Hey, I've got juice at home that goes great with fish crackers. Let's eat these at my house. George! Well, that's the same juice. Okay, we'll stay here so we don't have to wait for fish crackers.
Fish crackers. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
George had to admit he had no juice.
Happy birthday, boys.
Happy birthday!
George, meet our sister, Sprint Quint, the track star. She won 3 Olympic gold medals.
Oh, pshaw. That was long ago. Count 'em. 3.
The Quints were quadruplets. Now George had 4 people to yell surprise at. This was the best.
So I hear you need help putting a jogging track around a pond. Are those fish crackers? Ooh, ooh, ooh.
But before he even tried to split 12 crackers onto 5 plates, another Quint showed up.
Flint, Clint, Wint, Sprint, happy birthday.
Happy birthday! George, meet our sister Mint Quint. She prints money for the government.
Want samples of my latest work? So I hear you need help figuring out the cost of a pond.
5? Oh, yeah, that's right. This is all of us. We're quintuplets.
You want any help with those crackers and juice, George?
How could one little monkey keep 5 Quints here without juice?
George! It's me. Everything's ready. You did a great job.
No juice? Well, let's go to my house. Yep, we'll have crackers and juice as we draw up our plans for your pond.
And train.
With a police boat.
And jogging track.
And it won't be hard to pay for.
Look, more fish crackers. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Fish crackers?
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Just when George was sure he'd seen all the moving things, there was another one. It was too small for people, but perfect for George. Maybe it was a monkey mover.
Oh, no, you don't. Oh, that? Oh, they use it to find things.
Maybe George could borrow it to look for his plane.
All set. Let's find our gate and... George!
George, fancy seeing you here. Would the parent dog...
Okay.
So long, George. Have a nice trip. Have a nice flight, George.
Oh!
Now, George, I'm just going to confirm our seat assignments. Whatever you do, don't go anywhere. I mean it.
Hey there.
doing here? You should be at the animal loading area.
Do you have any bananas on this flight?
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. How did you get out of your crate? Where is your crate? Hey, you don't belong here. You got yourself a seat. Now, we gotta get you to your plane. Quick, you can ride in the tug.
George! George!
This is the final boarding call for Kona Carriers Flight 5230 to Hawaii.
Have you seen George? But I can't get on! I've lost my monkey!
Now, do you mean George?
Enjoy your flight, George. Thanks, Captain.
Oh, there you are, you little Dickens. I was hoping I'd see you again. Remember me from the line? You left this on my bag.
That airport was a fun place. It was like a vacation before vacation. In fact, the airport was better than vacation. For George, the quiet beach didn't compare to the buzzing, flashing, beeping airport. But then again, when you're curious, fun has a way of just showing up.
Let's pull him home on our sled. Can't. We're already late and Mom's gonna get worried. We can't just leave him here. How about we get ourselves home first and then we'll give the monkey your snowshoes. We live on the other side of the hill. Climb aboard.
There's that weird noise again.
It's probably kids like us riding sleds a hill or two away. On your marks.
Get set, go! Why didn't we give the monkey the snowshoes on top of the hill? Now he has to walk all the way back up.
I can't think of everything, and a better time to bring that up would have been on top of the hill.
Sorry, monkey.
Later.
Bye, monkey.
George didn't realize how cold and tired he was till he tried to climb that same hill one more time. About the only thing that kept him going was the joyous hope of Coco. Now George could see what made that sound. A cold, lost pig. George was almost at the top. The pig was way over there. He didn't even know if he could help.
We can't just leave him here.
George wondered how a pig got lost all the way up here, and more importantly, how he was going to get it down. What they needed was a sled.
I'd know that squeal anywhere. It's little Mike. He got out last night before it snowed. He's never even seen snow before. Must have been completely mystified by it. Thank you, George.
I was wondering what took you so long. There's a cup of cocoa inside waiting for you.
Well, see you later.
Okay, take care.
He had to stop them before the flowers were all gone. But what would make a cow-proof wall? Then, an idea hit him. Stones are strong, they come in all sizes, and they make great walls. The next day, George set out to build the world's most cow-proof wall. It was amazing how many unused stones were lying around. George was too late. The flowers were all eaten. As the cows went in for their afternoon milking, George felt like a big cow-stopping failure. This wasn't easy, but George wasn't going to give up. Why was that wall stronger than George's? These stones were staggered, which made the wall stronger. This would be the best cow-proof wall a monkey ever built. If he finished it in time. George promised the flowers that he'd save them. George's wall had saved the last flowers. The next day, George brought the man with the yellow hat to see how he helped the flowers.
You're taking me to see these flowers? Okay, I'm coming. I don't see any flowers, George.
The wall stood, but somehow the yellow flowers were gone, replaced by these things.
Were those your yellow flowers? Oh, George, it's okay. That's what's supposed to happen. They change. Well, that's supposed to happen too. Those are seeds. They'll land somewhere and new ones will grow.
So George's wall had helped the flowers to survive. And he had until the new flowers grew to think of a way to keep cows away from them. How odd. George was sure he'd gathered more than that.
We don't need firewood, George. I have a microwave oven.
Hunley thought either someone just took his picture or that was lightning, which meant rain. Of course, Hunley had seen rain before, but city sidewalks never turned soft and gooey. To Hunley, all this nature was just not natural.
Whoops! Don't worry, we're protected in here. What? Without power, I can't close the hatch. Well, I doubt that much water will get in anyway.
They didn't know how long it had rained, because the clock in the trailer had stopped working. Until now, Hunley thought only George could make a mess this big.
I left the top down. The rain ruined the auto navigator. It's too dark to find our way home without it. But we can't stay in that soggy trailer either.
It did seem hopeless. George wondered what an expert camper would do.
Not a bad lean-to, George. But all of our sleeping bags are soaked.
As an expert camper, George did know one thing hot enough to dry them.
If you're thinking about building a fire with that, we can't. We need dry wood for that.
Using the lighter in George's pack, the doorman was able to start a warm fire. But without electricity, he was unable to open a can. Then George remembered something else that campers do. They cook food on sticks. In the end, they all had a very satisfying meal and got a good night's sleep. Even Hundley.
Oh, boy. I can't remember which way to go.
They found their way using a monkey navigation system.
Left it is. George, you saved our trip. If you ever want to go camping again, just say the word.
So for the next week, George wore his backpack. All the time. Everywhere. And they all went camping together again. But this time, Hundley chose the campsite. Hundley always led people through the lobby, so he used his skills to lead George around obstacles. There was more to monkey-sitting George than guiding him around the furniture. Hundley cleaned up after him, too, which had its rewards. He also helped with those itches that George couldn't reach. Every day, George's chair driving improved, and Hundley looked forward to coming over.
Good morning to you too, Hundley.
And then, something changed.
Remember, use the crutches, don't step on your cast, and be a good little monkey and dachshund.
They taught George to use the crutches in the hospital. But he needed practice. Pretty soon, George was as good on crutches as he was on his own feet. And as soon as he got really good...
Good news, Hundley. George is allowed to walk on his cast now.
George showed Hundley how his leg was healing. But dachshunds don't read X-rays. Hundley didn't like to get too far from his lobby. But George wanted to go for a walk. He also wanted to go for a climb. But that wasn't allowed. Hundley was one serious monkey sitter. They went to the park every day. George drew some good pictures. And Hundley discovered he liked lying on grass and taking slow strolls with a monkey.
See? The break's all healed.
Well, hello.
George was thrilled to be completely free again.
to normal, I see.
Good as new. Thanks for all of your help, Hundley.
Guess you're back on lobby duty with me, boy.
George wanted Hundley to come with him. But Hundley had a job to do. George brought his friends back so he and Hundley could be together. George was back to normal, all right. Hundley was curious. Why would a monkey need dog biscuits? George's master plan was almost complete. He'd brought his instruments and his musicians together. It was music time. George learned his first lesson as a band leader. Musicians love free food. It didn't sound good yet, but they were just warming up. George never realized how difficult it was to get musicians to concentrate on their work.
Hello, fire department?
Guy said it sounded like a garbage truck full of cats and dogs from outer space landed on the roof.
Why don't we ever get normal calls?
Whoa!
We should have guessed. Hello, George.
George tried to explain that he was leading an all-animal band, just like their firehouse band.
Hey, things would make good instruments.
Hey, Andy, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I'll be home later. Remember, no bothering the new neighbor who is not an elephant.
The new neighbor wasn't an elephant. He had an elephant. George felt very misunderstood. Why, the elephant must have gone out too. Well, that thing would never fit inside the apartment. Could there be a chainsaw in Mabel's? So many things made similar sounds. How could George figure out what he'd been hearing upstairs? For George to be certain, he had to go right to the source. That sort of sounded like his neighbor, but not really. The man with the yellow hat was right. George hadn't heard an elephant. But then, what had he heard? That was the sound.
So the upstairs neighbor has a Galapagos tortoise that's been wrapping gifts and making juice. George, I'm gonna say this one more time. There is no way...
Yes?
Hi there. We're your downstairs neighbors, and...
Oh, so nice to meet you.
George!
What's he doing?
I think he's looking for your, elephant.
My what?
Oh, we heard some loud sounds. Very loud sounds.
Very loud. Oh, I am so sorry. Sometimes I get carried away working on my art.
Art?
I am an artist. I do murals. I mix my paint here. Then I use these rubber stamps I made. Here's one of my completed works.
Oh! We also heard something like a bag of rocks dropping. Do you use rocks in your work?
No. Oh, that was a bag of groceries. It fell off the counter.
What on earth is that? Sounds like an elephant finger painting. Huh? It does.
Luckily, someone left these skates in the recycling center. See, what we'll do is, I'll have skates on, then I'll lift the corner of the wagon, then you pull it, and me. Sometimes, George, I think I'm a genius. Oh, gee, skating's harder than it looks. Hey, I know. We'll take one of these skates, strap her to the block of wood, right? Then... Or maybe we'll just use your baby carriage wheel. George, you need to put the... Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Well, here goes nothing. Hey, it works! Kinda wants to turn all the time. I guess we need a wheel exactly the same size as the other ones. Huh. Nope. 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 Huh. You know what? I'm starting to think hurling Betsy's wheel down the hill wasn't such a great idea after all. We'll never find another wheel the exact same size as the other three, unless we shrink them all to this size. I guess I'll go call Aunt Margaret. What? You tried one of those, remember? See, there's 3 left. George, that's it! There! Now they're all the same size. George, you saved the day.
Hi, you guys. Ooh. Hey, George, did you help Steve go get my wagon?
Look, I can explain everything. See, I had this crazy idea. I thought if... wait, we didn't go get your wagon. We brought the wagon with us to get your package.
But that's what's in the package. See? Aunt Margaret got me a new wagon since the wheels on my old one kept popping off. Well, what's the matter?
Looks great.
George, I'm so grateful to you for helping Steve. I want you to have my old one.
Too bad we never found the fourth wheel. Those baby carriage wheels won't hold up long.
Ice cream, anybody?
Sure. I wonder what happened to that other wheel. Oh well, some things are just a mystery.
Whoa! Hold it closer to the heavy end! George, do you want to do something just like we do that you don't have to practice for? Hand out these flyers to everyone. That's how I started, you know.
Oh. Okay, bye-bye.
Meow.
Cats.
George was proud to be a starter zucchini. He gave out every flyer. And that night, everyone he knew came to the show. Everyone. Gnocchi just wanted to watch. She found a quiet place where she couldn't possibly bother anyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, for our first amazing feat, we are going to need a volunteer. What about you, Chef?
Oh, yes. Yes, me. Yes, yes.
Okay, just relax, Chef. We'll do everything.
This is like a dream come true.
Gnocchi ran to Chef Biscotti whenever she saw him. So why should now be any different?
Is that
Oh, it's Gnocchi. Leo, don't sneeze.
I can't help it.
Look, they made Gnocchi part of the act, too.
George knew this was a problem.
Leo, just back up.
I can't back up.
Gnocchi couldn't decide who she'd rather go to. So she stopped and thought it over.
I can't last much longer.
Giorgio, walk out on the wire and take Gnocchi away, okay?
On the wire? Isn't that the monkey who always knocks us down?
Gnocchi, go with Giorgio.
This was just like that mop. So George shifted his hands.
Now I know where George was all day, practicing to be in the show.
We made it!
After a sneeze break, the show went on and was a great success. And when it was over,
Because of their great balance, we voted to make George and Chef Biscotti official zucchinis.
Oh.
And you're welcome to practice with us anytime.
So that was all real? Oh, I'm glad I didn't know. I would have worried.
Ah, nothing to worry about. George is a natural.
But maybe he should stick to the high wire.
George was really flying that kite now. Or maybe it was flying him.
You get it okay? Left without saying goodbye. City folk.
Over the years, I've seen everything in the waters around here. Seen trout, salmon, haddock.
Did you see that flying monkey?
Seen flying monkeys, striped bass, blowfish.
George was flying with birds. It was a monkey's best dream come true. Now that he'd lived his dream, his arm was getting sore and he wanted to go home. But he had no idea how to do that.
George? Oh, I could have swore this was where I left that kid with my kite. George, where are ya? He couldn't wait. Boy, for a city kid who never flew a kite before, got her up higher than I ever did. Whoa!
Well, hi, Bill.
You own binoculars?
Sure do.
What's trailing behind that kite?
Oh, it's George. It's George! And he's got a squirrel on his head. Bill, you call the fire department.
Okay. Why?
I don't know. They seem to know how to do everything.
What are you gonna do?
I'm going up there after him.
The world below looked beautiful and unfamiliar. George wasn't even sure which way was home anymore. Oh, and the squirrel in his head was hungry. Flying was the best and the worst thing that had happened to him all day.
George! George!
It was his friend, the man with the yellow hang glider.
George, I need you to reach out and take my hand with a hand, foot, whatever. All right, guys, hang on tight. We're going home.
George would never forget the day he was almost a bird. And he added almost being a bird to the list of things squirrels don't like.
You're a natural kite fighter, kid.
Good work. Lunch is ready. Here's some lunch for you too, Jumpy.
It's time to bring her in, George!
It wasn't perfect. Yet. George's tree had everything a tree has, including a homing pigeon in his new home.
Oh, look at this! Look at this!
Wow, that's a lot of dirt.
I left Hundley in charge, and when I came back, dirt everywhere. If only I spoke Dachshund.
I wish you spoke pigeon. A homing pigeon's been living on our balcony for...
Little blue pigeon with a yellow tag?
Yeah. You've seen it too?
That's Compass. I thought he was lost forever.
And I thought the pigeon would be happier on the balcony if it had a small tree to Oh, no. Oh, what?
If one of us spoke Dachshund, I bet this wouldn't have been a surprise.
George, where are you? Is that a tree?
George had never felt prouder. Now that he had the perfect home, the bird could live here forever.
Compass, good to see you. Yeah, Compass is an almost homing pigeon. He won't admit he has a weak sense of direction.
George, the doorman is the pigeon's friend. He came to take him home. To his real home.
Everybody, look who's home.
See? He's back where he belongs. I bought it for birds to sit in, so you can draw them. Nice effort, George. But birds want to sit in a real tree. Compass! Look, a real tree for you. Make yourself at home.
pigeons still didn't know what George was, but he sure made a good tree. So George headed home with 12 donuts, and everything was perfect.
Wait! I don't have your address! He must be late. You took too long to make the donuts there. We're sorry!
You're in charge while I'm gone, Hundley.
George realized he couldn't go home because then those donut people would know where he lived.
Woo! We're right behind
So, in the end, George headed home with 12 donuts.
There's no monkey on that dog. Monkey! We lost him.
Doorman. Hundley saw them outside and barked. Somehow, he knew they were looking for you. He's so smart.
Relax, Monkey. Donuts are here. Phew, everything's okay.
Wow, those smell so good. I'm sorry I didn't ask you to buy more than 12. You look hungry, George. I'll make eggs, then it's donut time. It's a little dark in here. I'll open some curtains. So, anything exciting happened today, George? I passed by the D family. They look pretty happy. So, what do you want, scrambled? How about fried? I never realized how nicely insulated this handle is. Oh, careful. Hey, wait a minute. I don't remember buying this car. Did you put that donut there? Oh, what a waste of food. Now we only have 11 to eat.
Here's the... Say, where'd they all go?
What?
The 100 dozen donuts.
100 We have 12 donuts? Look.
Well, Miss Donuts asked me to give you the bill.
Wow, what a mistake. How could they think you bought 100 dozen What? How did... Oh... Why, George? Well, at least I know you were paying attention. We've got to put these donuts in bags or something. Oh, what are we gonna do with them all?
So, in the end, George got 12 donuts, like he was supposed to. And the hard-working firefighters thought everything was perfect.
How many left, George?
George had 3 great-looking boats. But just looking boaty didn't make them float. At last, George had something he knew would float. Bill wasn't going to win any contest with a tiny board. And this is what he had to work with. Maybe it was time to study boats in action. Wide boats seem to work well. Steam coming out. A propeller. And a good solid bottom. Okay, a wide boat with steam coming out and a propeller.
All done. I'm just gonna drop my bike at home. Would you mind watching my boat for a few more minutes?
Phew.
Newspaper delivery is an exact business. People expect it at the same time every day. Thanks for watching my boat. Where is my boat? George! You built this yourself? Wow. I thought city kids just bought everything. Where'd you say my boat was? Holy cow! You did me a real favor, George. I forgot to close the windows. Thanks for showing me. I would have really been sunk if it happened in the contest. Model boating requires utmost attention to tiny details. And keeping the water out. Come on, let's go enter. Hey, you gotta bring your boat to enter it. Sure. Who else has a boat like that?
Let's hear it for our winners!
Congratulations, George. I didn't even know you built a boat.
I convinced him to enter it. And did you see this? It says best boat by a monkey. That's funny. They must have run out of regular ribbons. I'll take care of this. I'll ask him to make you one that says best boat by a city kid.
He hoped studying the big clock would show him exactly what to do with the little clock. George was glad that noise had stopped. But maybe it was time to pack up and go home.
That clock has never stopped, ever!
The big clock on the library stopped.
Well, let's go! Wait, Stu. What are we supposed to do?
We're the fire department. We'll figure it out. Mr. Relo, the big clock stopped.
The big library clock that the whole city depends upon?
Yeah.
Oh, that clock has never stopped, ever. We must move like lightning.
He was sure he had all the tools, but George still felt like he was missing something.
Okay, miss, thank you. Please, step outside. I must listen. Whose tools are these? What's a little monkey like you doing in a huge clock like this? Well, would you like me to help you? Okay, and this goes there. Now, you see? What a beautiful clock. Did you make it? I know everything about clocks, but not one thing about understanding monkey. Well, be more careful in the future, eh? Time is a precious thing.
Compass? What have we said about bringing pigeons indoors, George?
Oh, it's all right. Are you showing him my clock? Well, go ahead.
George, how did this heavy metal toolbox get so...
That puffy-making oven was even more amazing than the floppification pot.
Oh my goodness. If Salatesio likes my food, she's tell everybody to eat here. Wish me luck.
George wanted to show Noki how pots make things floppy.
What was all of that noise? I give out. What have you done? But I can't serve delicate pasta with a little monkey sitting in it. At least I still have this batch of plain spaghetti.
George knew the chef would be happy with all the fun extra things he'd turned floppy.
Who turned my plain pasta into crowded spoon soup?
Somehow, floppification didn't work on spoons.
There isn't one cherry tomato in this salad. You promised cherry tomatoes.
Well, don't. Wait, no, please, I
don't like this at all. But it smells good.
She was right. The longer that stuff stayed in the floppifying pot, the better it smelled.
Do you know there's a cat and a monkey in your kitchen?
The monkey made the stew.
Ooh, quite good.
Oh, but you said you don't like it.
If you made it, it's no good. But for a monkey, woohoo! What's his recipe?
Well,
Never mind, I got it.
Chef Biscotti didn't scold George much, but he insisted George clean up the mess he made.
Oh, you're lucky you got the 4 hands. You can do things twice as quickly. I wish I knew how you chose these ingredients. Asparagus.
The green spears turned out nice and floppy.
1 hard-boiled egg.
But the egg didn't look floppy at all. Eggs don't floppify. They get harder.
A lot of cheese.
And cheese becomes goop. Cooking seemed to have no rules at all.
I'm done! You said there'd be cookies. Please, this dish was excellent. What do you call it?
Sudden emergency ravioli. And meatball.
4 stars. And another star for the meatball. I'll give your monkey a star, too. Oh, I'm so generous.
Hot cookies coming up as promised.
How did he make that into that? Maybe kitchens aren't magic. Maybe it's cooks who are magic.
Yoki, how you can lose so many balls, huh?
Any day that starts out just smelling and ends with a cookie is a pretty great day. Being a dog, Hunley had tasted a lot of tennis balls. But these were the first that ever tasted like ink. These were the valuable balls the doorman promised to protect. Hunley couldn't stop George from opening boxes that he thought belonged to him. But he knew how to play defense. It was tough for George to guess who sent all this stuff to him.
Hold on, there's a monkey and a wiener dog at the door. Those careless delivery guys. If any of my balls aren't properly packed, I'm gonna be very upset.
Now George understood. These boxes belonged here, and the delivery man gave them to George by mistake.
I'll be down to check every last one as soon as I'm off the phone.
They had to clean up before the ball collector came downstairs. All they had to do was put the balls back into the right boxes. How hard could that be? Sometimes things don't fit when they look like they should. Or they fit in more than one place. But there's only one place they really belong. And once you figure that out, it's easy. Even if you're a monkey. Hundley showed George how to lay them flat. They did it. All the balls were back where they started. Kind of.
Looks like they're all here. Oh, even the priceless Andy Turkey Roly Perfect Score bowling ball.
I'm back. Is everything okay?
My delivery came. Your dog and monkey took care of everything.
That's great. Thank you, Hundley. Thank you, George. It's nice to know Hundley has help keeping the place clean and organized. George, would you like to help Hundley again tomorrow morning? You can be my official door monkey. I won't be here, and tomorrow is water delivery day.
Oh, that's a nice recording of a cricket. Was it one of these? You know, hundreds of crickets chirping together can make a soothing, peaceful sound. But one little cricket in a quiet house can drive you bananas. Is there one in our house? Well, he probably wants to get out and go home. Here, catch him and free him outside. And here's a tip, George. Crickets are attracted to light.
Now that the mystery was solved and George knew what he was looking for, this was going to be easy. George was already smarter than a cricket, and he knew how to be faster. Then, a strange new sound. And then George set the cricket free to happily hop back to his cricket home.
Did you free that cricket? Good work! I am sure that's one happy cricket. Okay, that cricket left us some cleanup work, don't you think, George? Whew, all done. Ooh, sleep tight, George. Are you sure you put it outside? You know, George, if we don't catch that cricket, we'll never get any sleep. I've got it!
The man with the yellow hat didn't have the cricket, but he did have a solution. George, a dog pile, Hundley knew this meant trouble for someone. No papers, no yellow hat. The man must have gone out to drop off his work. The whole place was filled with strange dogs. Very strange dogs. How many dogs did George have in here? George wanted to know how many dogs he had, too. He counted. But he stopped at 37. That sounded wrong. And he never counted that little one at all. wanted to count every dog only once. So he stuck the 3 small ones in his room, where he knew he could see them. He led the big ones into the man with the yellow hat's room, where they couldn't run around so much. And the hairy ones went in the bathroom. George wanted this one in with the big dogs. But it was hairy enough to go with the Harrys. There were 3 big, 3 small, and 3 hairy dogs.
George, I'm home. Oh, Hundley, what are you doing here? My new spread! George, there are like 20 dogs in here.
George remembered all the dogs.
So, where did these 3 and 3 and 3, 9 dogs come from?
I'm just so happy they're all back and all safe.
Well, everyone's back where they belong.
Huh?
Hundley! Stop the car! Hundley's in there! Come back!
Just how big is this fish you're after, George? Well, you might as well be hunting for tadpoles. There you go, try this one.
George knew nothing about water beetles, except that they couldn't help him find his tadpoles. Now, this was a strange creature. It looked like a tadpole, sort of. Swam like a tadpole, kind of. But it had legs, almost no tail. Not like a tadpole.
Hey, George. My tadpoles aren't giving you any problems, are they?
Oh!
Good. Bring them over sometime for a visit, okay?
George knew that someday he'd have to tell Bill he'd lost the tadpoles. And he knew he might never see his little friends again. Back in the city, George tried to take his mind off the tadpoles. It wasn't easy. George couldn't believe it. That odd little creature was one of his tadpoles, and he let it go.
But George, we just visited the lake. We'll go back next month.
Bill said the tadpoles would grow up in amazing ways. But how much would they grow in a whole month? And into what?
George, we've been looking all over for you. You got like 800 pounds of boiled lettuce.
Now George really had to get back to the lake. But it was weeks before he could go. Luckily, George didn't see any signs of jumbo tadpoles. But he couldn't find his friends either. These loud frogs probably scared the tadpoles away. It was time for George to tell Bill he'd lost the tadpoles.
Hey, George. That was a good idea to release my tadpoles into their natural habitat. How'd you like watching them grow into frogs? Pretty neat, huh? Uh-huh. Just like my caterpillar changed into a butterfly. See?
The tadpoles were right here all the time. They had just been, well, growing up.
Smile, George!
Before long, George thought the frogs were even more fun than the tadpoles. Well, most of the time. Water! He forgot to refill it. George found out the hard way that the hose was too short. Maybe it didn't have to reach. He could spray it from here. George knew they were down to only a duck and a half. He had to get water up that hill somehow. He needed something that held water but was smaller than a pail. This was going to take a few trips. George knew he couldn't fill the pool in time. It was over.
George, I saw you running up and down. What are you doing, trying to fill a pool one cup at a time? Huh, city kids. There are proper ways to carry water. I'll show ya. Stop there, or it'll be too heavy. Well, I carry one up. You fill the other one halfway. This is called a bucket brigade. All done. Come on up.
George's idea worked. A happy ending for ducks and duck lovers.
This is way too close to the edge. I'll pull it back. Whoa!
At that moment, Jumpy remembered why he always stayed in trees.
George, is that yo, my hat?
You know, there's a proper method for mop squeezing.
Yep, I know, Bill. George, I want to remind you, those ducks are here temporarily.
George wondered exactly how long he could make temporarily last.
You're not Dr. Gazun. Are you really a doctor? I've been waiting so long, I don't even care. I have this terrible sneeze. It goes away and comes back and goes away.
The sweater was muffling the sounds inside. There was one way to fix that.
Should I keep breathing? It might help if I take this off. I'm cured! You're a genius, Monkey. Doctor Monkey? Oh, I'm not cured. I'm allergic to this sweater. You're the best doctor I've ever had. And I'm not just saying that because you're a monkey.
George had cured his first patient, but then...
Doctor, is that you?
A doctor never ignores a patient in need.
Hey, you're a monkey. My problem is my arm, not my throat. I'll wait for Dr. Gazoon, because you're a monkey. Did you hear that weird noise, too? What is that? Shh.
I've had the hiccups
For 2 weeks. I can't... Stop! Well, aren't you gonna help me? What kind of monkey doctor are you?
That's him. That's the monkey that tried to make me go, ah!
He's a genius monkey doctor. He discovered my allergy. George, do you have permission to be a doctor? Shh.
What's going on out here?
George, what are you wearing? You haven't performed any operations, have you?
What was that?
You don't know? I figured it was your medical machinery.
Dr. Gazoon.
Oh! Hello. I came in here during my break to play just one round. I must have lost track of time.
Nothing feels as great as monkey curiosity satisfied.
Oh, my hiccups are cured.
George liked the stethoscope and doctor coat so much that Dr. Baker let him keep them. And though Hunley was grateful the lobby was peaceful, he started to worry that someday George might really be his doctor. George tried a lot of doors, but he didn't find the way out. He didn't realize he'd left the door open. He thought he'd better bring those penguins back. And then he couldn't find them either. He might have left more than one door open. Even worse, he was back where he started. George decided maybe all zoos should be like this. Until he realized all the noise was waking up the baby. Well, at least the meerkats were home. It wasn't easy, but he put every last animal back. Still, the animals all looked unhappy. Maybe meerkats don't live on ice. Where did he first see them? This map was good for more than just finding the panda. It showed where all the animals belonged.
Oh, George left that panda cam running. Say, where is George? The zoo must be closed by now. George!
animals were happy to get back to their own environments. So just by following what was next to what, George got everyone home. Everyone except himself. This map was the most amazing thing George had ever seen, except for the baby panda.
George! George, are you in there?
After all he'd done, George didn't want the man with the yellow hat to wake up the baby.
Well, come on out of there. The zoo is closed. Did you like the baby panda?
The orangutan liked his home, but he thought, there goes the luckiest monkey on the face of the earth. And wonder what was in that box. He'd seen how heavy these boxes were, so he gave a mighty monkey tug and found out he wasn't the only thing that weighed less in space. Toys! It was full of toys.
Poor George. I hope he's not too scared being alone and out of contact.
George had never seen a top spin so long before. Space was a great place to play. George wondered whether these toys would be more fun if he had someone to play with.
He's coming back into communication range.
What's happened? Where's George? George, you must put the experiments away.
Hurry, it's almost time to send them to the space station.
At least he didn't free the ants.
If ants get into the back, they might eat the astronauts' food. In 28 seconds, he'll be in position to launch the payload.
You have 20 seconds to get everything ready to launch.
But George wasn't ready in time.
He's got to do it next time around.
George, you'll only get one more chance. Then succeed or fail, we have to bring you home.
We are really hungry.
Hard to believe, but cleaning his room had prepared George for an important mission in space.
He looks ready.
George, are you ready to launch? Excellent. I'll tell you when.
Oh, maybe we shouldn't have sent a monkey.
Now, George, now!
He did it! Great job, George!
Thank you, George.
You're in position to return home. Pull the lever to fire propulsion rockets. George, pull the lever now or you'll be out of position.
What happens if he pulls the lever late?
He could land anywhere. Top of a mountain, the North Pole.
George, pull the lever now!
So, George was a hero. And he proved just because you're a small monkey doesn't mean you can't take care of everything down to the tiniest details.